guys, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today we are going to learn how to do the shallow single crochet stitch, okay? And it's called the shallow single crochet because it goes into the previous row for a lot of these stitches, okay? So I do want to tell you that this stitch is wonderful. As you can see, it is absolutely gorgeous. It does tend to turn a little bit on your edges, but this is better with a bigger hook. So with this one, I used a bigger hook and I've only got this much, but if I used a smaller hook, the curving around the edges and stuff would have been much worse. But just to let you know, that can be easily fixed with either blocking, or you could put a couple clothespins on the end here, and that would stretch them out. You could put a book over, I don't know, you can do anything you want. But you know, we crocheters, we deal with stuff like this a lot, so it's no big deal because it's just really a beautiful stitch, okay? Now, a lot of people ask me when I'm doing stitch videos like this, what can I make out of this? Well, with this one, there is no count, a specific count for your chain, so that really helps. So you could literally make anything you wanted to, which you could do anyway, even if there was a chain count, but it just makes it easier. But I think this stitch would work great for bags and for beach bags, for anything, Afghans, baby blankets, just anything you can imagine, beanies, scarves, you know, this just make beautiful pattern for that, okay? So for this, I'm using a 6.5 millimeter hook, and that is bigger than what my yarn calls for. So for this stitch, you need to use a bigger hook, okay? So I'm using this, I think it's called Cityscapes. I can't remember, I used it in some of my previous videos, but I love this yarn. It is called, I think it is called I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby. But I'll find out the exact name and I'll post it before. Just to let you know, Hobby Lobby has their yarn on sale every other week and they have some beautiful colors. So just keep that in mind if you want to try this color out. And you can get that sale online and in the store as well, okay? But like for this yarn, I think it calls for a 5.5 and I'm using a 6.5. So you're gonna wanna go up a full size or maybe even a full size and a half for this to look really good and to not have the curves, this edge turning in on you, okay? So just bear that in mind, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. And like I said before, there's no specific chain count that you need to follow for this. So I'm going to start off with 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay. And now we're just going to we're going to work into the second chain from the hook. So we're not going to work in this one, and that's our loop. So we're going to go right into the second one here. And you're going to do a single crochet. And you're going to work single crochets all the way down. And we're going to do 2 rows of single crochet. Now we're not doing that because we want to have a better foundation. That's literally what the stitch calls for. So make sure that you do 2 rows of single crochets. And I think it really helps just if you are new to crocheting and you don't, it's hard for you when you're making chains, when you're doing your first chain and working your stitch back, is to, I really hold close to this and go like this to hold it in. As you can see, sometimes I'll push my finger over it because getting into this first chain can be hard and a little sloppy, okay? And for this stitch, you want to keep your tension pretty loose. As I've said in some of my other videos, you want it loose, but not messy loose, okay? So chain 1, turn your work, and do another round of single crochets. Making sure to go into this first stitch here. And make sure you get this last one too. If you need to, turn it on its side. That's a little trick as well. You can turn it on its side and then you'll be able to see that little V there. And you need to go under both of those V's. Okay. So we've done our 2 rows of single crochets. And now we're going to chain 1, turn our work. And now this is where we're going to be working that shallow single crochet, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to be working into the hole underneath where we would normally single crochet. So normally we would go in here and do a single crochet, but what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way down to the bottom and do a single crochet. So you're going to want to pull up your work just a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. Okay, just like that. And then you would find your next single crochet, which is right here, and you're going to work in this little hole right underneath it and work another shallow single crochet. Then we found our next stitch and there's the little hole underneath it, just like that. And depending upon what yarn you use and what hook you use, those little holes are going to be either easier, the same, or harder to find than what you see, what I'm doing. If you're using a thicker yarn, even with a bigger hook, they might be a little harder to find. So make sure that you use your single crochets at the top as your guide. Okay, so I know I'm supposed to go into this stitch, so I'm going to go right underneath it. Okay, if you're using a thicker yarn, just keep that in mind. Make sure that you use a big hook. And now you see why we needed this big hook. Not just for the sides so they don't pull up on us, but also so that we can see where we need to go. Okay, so you just want to go all the way down, working these shallow single crochets. And as you can see, I'm just pulling them up. I'm not pulling them up like really far, but just pulling them up enough to meet with this one. Okay, and you're even going to do one right here in the last one. As a matter of fact, that is your last stitch. Okay, so looking for this last single crochet, you're going to go into the space, the little hole right below it, pull it up, and do that shallow single crochet. Okay, so that's what it looks like so far. So then we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and as you can see, it's starting to flip a little bit. And that's just the way this stitch does, but the longer it is and the bigger hook you use, it turns out fine. So on this row, you're going to just do a row of regular single crochets all the way down, just regular single crochets. Turn this on its side if you need to, so you can see it. Okay, just like that. Then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and then you're going to work that shallow stitch again. So let's do that one more time together. So right here in this first stitch, I would normally work right there, but instead I'm going to work in the hole below it. Okay, just like that. And then my next single crochet, I'm going to work in the hole below it. And my next single crochet, I'm going to work in the hole below. And there's my next. Okay, and now we're on our last one. So there's where I would put my single crochet. So I'm gonna go right below it, pull it up, and there we go. And you'll just keep doing that over and over and over again. So I would chain 1, turn my work, and for my next round, it's going to be just a round of single crochets. So, or a row, excuse me, a row of single crochets. So I would just go again all the way back down, doing those single crochets. And then I would come back, chain 1, turn my work, and then I would start those shallow single crochets. So yeah, guys, this has just been a quick video. I just really love this stitch and I wanted to share it with you. And I think it looks really good with this yarn. Now, as you go on with your work, these holes, there are little tiny holes in here, but as you make it bigger and bigger, they seem to almost disappear. I don't know if it's just why they do, but when you first start off, they seem to be a little bit more prevalent. And then as you go on with your work, they tend to not be as noticeable. So I don't know if it's the color change or what it is, but yeah. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick little video and this new stitch. If you like it, give me a big thumbs up. If you don't, you can give me a big thumbs down. And please, if you do like everything, subscribe, like, and share. And if you get a chance, please watch an ad here or there to help with the revenue for the cost for the channel for all the materials and stuff. It really does help. And I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate all your support, all my subscribers out there. I really appreciate everything. And have a great day. Happy crocheting. I'll see you again soon with a new stitch. Bye-bye.